So it's being reported that former NFL cornerback Richard Sherman, formerly of the Seattle Seahawks, of the San Francisco 49ers, and for 1 year the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he will be replacing Shannon Sharpe as the co-host of FS1 Undisputed alongside Skip Bayless, right? And at first when I heard this, I'm like, really? Like I remember that back and forth between Richard Sherman and Skip Bayless. It got ugly almost. Like Richard was telling him he's better in life than him, all of that. And a lot of these former players in particular, they have a disdain towards Skip because the way Skip would go at a lot of the NFL player or athletes in general, right? He would attack their playing style. He would attack what people deemed as you're attacking my livelihood. You're telling teams that I'm trash, I'm not deserving of a certain amount of money, so on and so forth, in a way that Skip did it in such an unapologetic fashion that it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and it still does to this day, right? When Richard Sherman went on there, Richard Sherman was going at him and all of that, and so now to see that they will be arguing across from each other, like it's like, wow, right? You would think like, man, it's going to be made for TV, because of that moment that they had. But truth be told, I don't know if it's going to be the same type of chemistry as Shannon Sharpe's and Shannon and Skip's, because although Richard is very educated, went to Stanford, you got to be smart to be at Stanford. I don't care if you're playing football, you have to be well educated to be at that school, right? And he graduated as well as a Stanford grad. But I don't know how charismatic he is when it comes across like being on TV. Like he was charismatic as a player, but I'm wondering how it would translate with him talking about all these different type of sports. I haven't watched, I think he had a podcast. I never watched it before, right? I've seen snippets of him talking about Russell Wilson, but I don't know if it's going to translate as well as we would like it to translate across on TV. Hopefully so. You know what I mean? Because of the previous history that him and Skip have. And they're probably going to discuss that at some point on the show, right? But I'm interested to see how it's going to work. I really want to know. I really want to see how Richard Sherman can talk about other sports outside of football. Now, when it comes to football talk, he's going to provide great analysis and inside information because Shannon was a former, is a pro Hall of Famer, is a football Hall of Famer, right? And so pro football Hall of Famer. And so he provided insight to a lot of things as far as like how positions are played, what happens on certain plays, so on and so forth. But Richard can also provide more updated information because he's recently been Richard played from 2011 from 2011 to 2021, right? So he played for a while and he was there recently, so he can tell certain things. He can talk about how things have changed, so on and so forth within organizations, all of those things. So it'll be something to watch for sure. But I'm wondering if it'll do as well, man. I really want to know. I don't know. I was never a person who was super enamored with Richard Sherman like everybody else was. I never was like, oh my God, I gotta watch him, see what he gonna do, what he gonna say. I don't know. I just never gravitated towards him like that. He was a great football player, great DB for sure, right? But I never ran to watch him on TV or watch anything he was doing the way I did with other players, like I did with Chad Johnson, like I did with Terrell Owens, like I did with even Randy Moss, like I did with Steve Smith, so on and so forth. And again, people say that wide receivers have more of a diva personality or whatever. I don't know, but I never really ran to see him like I did other people. So I'm wondering how it's gonna go. It may go very, very well. And Skip, one thing about Skip, man, he can adapt to a lot of things and a lot of situations. Even, when Shannon and Skip first started, you had people that was thinking, oh, it's not gonna last long. And they knocked it out of the park for 7 years, dog. 7 years, and I woke up wanting and dying to see what they had to say about what happened in sports the previous day, so on and so forth, or the past weekend, right? Excuse me. When FS1 Undisputed started, I was in grad school. Started in 2016, I was in grad school at Arkansas State. I remember like studying and writing these long ass papers. I was writing 40-page papers, 30-page papers at Arkansas State in a communication program, right? And so what really got me through was watching FS1 Undisputed with Shannon and them having me dying laughing. Y'all, I'm in the library. I'm in the library, bro. Like, for real. Like, I never was in the library as much as I was at Arkansas State. Like, because I couldn't be in my apartment. You know, I lived on campus in the apartments in an apartment complex called The Village, right? I stayed in the building, Magnolia building, right? Magnolia apartment complex, right? I had to go to the dang on library to really hone in and zone in and do what I had to do and lock in. But I'm listening to Shannon, Sharpe and them Undisputed, and I'm in there chuckling, dying laughing, y'all. Dying laughing while I'm like doing my work. But they kept me entertained, man, and it helped me get through my day. And I'm wondering if Richard Sherman and Skip Bayless will have that same dynamic to help me get through my day and have me excited to watch them on TV. I know Shannon Sharpe, wherever he go, I'm gonna want to watch Shannon, cause he's just box office. He is a star. He's a media star, and you know, it took him getting along. It took him being across from Skip Bayless to give him the spotlight and shine that he really deserved. And I also think, you know, Skip is responsible for putting him in that place. So, you know, Skip is the one that signed off and say, I'm not doing this show unless I got Shannon Sharpe. Because him and Shannon, for those who don't remember, had like runs on not FS1, on ESPN First Take when Stephen A. Smith was out of town, or, you know, out of office or out of work. You know, when he was like took the day off, Shannon Sharpe came in towards the end of that ESPN First Take run. The brother had that salmon color suit on, man, doing his thing, right? And I'm like, oh no, these dudes got chemistry. Shannon can talk this sports stuff for real. And he's very charismatic. He's energetic. He's very charming on screen. He can tell jokes. He's hilarious in a lot of different ways. I'm like, man, this man, I don't know, man. This might be good. But I didn't know they were having their own show. When I saw that, I said, wow. Right? So I want to see what Richard Sherman can do. Will it be contentious? Will they always just be at each other's head to where it's not even entertaining to watch? Or will it be entertaining? Like when Shannon and Skip would go at it, it was entertaining. They'd be hollering and screaming, but it was like, yo, it's must-see TV. And I want to know will Richard Sherman be must-see TV across from Skip Bayless. I really want to find that out. That shall be seen, because I think Undisputed is coming back either in September or later this month, maybe, or in September, I think, right? So we gonna see, because they got to come back later this month, not September, because football season is getting ready to start, right? Football season is getting ready to start, and I'm excited to see what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited to dang, what the heck? I'm excited to see how it's gonna come together. You know what I mean? I'm getting dang on notifications across my thing. I'm looking at it. Sorry, sports notifications and stuff like that and all those things. But yeah, man, I'm excited to see how it's gonna come together. But I don't know if it's gonna be the same type of chemistry that Shannon and Skip had. I don't know. I feel like that chemistry can't be replicated. But we'll see if it'll come close. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace.